With CarPlay now available in almost every vehicle, and basically it's a necessity when it comes to car shopping, because with CarPlay you can do a lot. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't know how to use CarPlay to its full potential. Well, fear not, because in this video I'm going to go ahead and go over 25 features that you can find. So here's my favorite tips and tricks, as well as hidden features, and yes, timestamps will be in the video description down below for your pleasure. Starting off, whenever you have navigation running, you'll be surprised how many people don't know about this, but whenever you have navigation going, if we let Apple CarPlay load, but regardless if you're using Apple Maps or Google Maps, if you start navigation and you have the speaker icon unmuted, you know, when it's talking to you,
Commons, then turn left.
notice how I was just speaking and I was able to adjust the audio. So let me go ahead and redo this. So I'm saying destination, press go.
Starting route to Ashley's.
That's how you could adjust the audio to the navigation voice, is by you have to catch it when speaking, and you could adjust the prompt volume separate from your music audio. This also works with phone calls as well. Now I know I cannot be the only one that hates this, but you know how CarPlay will automatically resume playing whatever media you were last listening to. This could be a YouTube video or just music. Well, there's no setting to disable this, but there is a clever workaround that requires you to use the shortcut app, which works by pausing whatever media automatically as soon as it connects to Apple CarPlay. So if you like to disable that AutoPlay annoying ability, grab your phone and then just launch the shortcut app. That's this one right here. Click on the shortcut app, and from here, you're going to select automation. See, I already created one, but I'm going to start from scratch. So we're going to go delete this, and you're going to tap the plus icon on the top right. And what you want to go ahead and look for is CarPlay when connected, right? So the prompt is when connected to CarPlay, we want it to run immediately. And no, we do not want a notification. After you do that, select next. And then from here, select on create new shortcut. And here, just type in play or pause. I'm just going to type in play. And you'll see pause/play section right here. Select that, and where it says play and pause, select this, and we want it to automatically pause. So if you read the description, when CarPlay connects, it will pause on the iPhone. Select check mark, and now you're set. Now whenever you start your car and your phone connects to CarPlay, it will no longer automatically play the last thing you were last listening to on your phone. Additionally, that little speaker icon on your steering wheel, if you actually long hold it, this will activate the virtual voice assistant of your device. In most vehicles, a short press on the speaker icon on your steering wheel will activate the vehicle voice assistant, and a long hold will activate Siri. You can also activate Siri by just saying, hey, S-I-R-I. I don't want to set off your device. But you do have a hands-free control that way as well, if enabled. Now, depending on the car you're using, some vehicles actually do support pinch and zoom gestures. Very useful and handy, especially when you're trying to decide, like, do I have to be on the right farmost lane or the left far left lane to make an upcoming turn? You can now finally pinch and zoom, depending on automakers, but pretty soon it should be available in every single legacy automaker in the future. But right now, it's working on my Ford, and it works fine on my Cadillac as well. Now, live activities is new for Apple CarPlay. Here I have a flight that I'm tracking right now. I have no idea who these people are. I just selected a random flight to activate the live activity. If you like to dismiss a live activity if it's too much for you, you can always long hold, and you have the ability to actually clear live activities, just like that. And if you have 2 or more live activities, you can also do a swipe gesture to switch between the different cards. Now, we did cover Apple Maps, but a thing you could do on other third-party apps that not a lot of people know about is, like, if you use something like Google Maps as an example, it also works on Waze as well, but we're just going to strictly cover Google Maps. If you use Google Maps, this arrow icon can be fully customizable. And if you like to customize it to like a different icon that matches your color of vehicle you will typically drive, you will be required to disconnect your iPhone from CarPlay. So let's go ahead and quickly disconnect it. If you're using wireless, you're going to have to turn off your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, leave on cellular, and just go ahead and quickly launch the Google app, the Google Maps app right in here, and just go ahead and search up like a random destination, hit start. As soon as this page starts up, tap on the vehicle, and here's where you can actually change your icon to be something else, and in real time it will update. And now whenever you connect to CarPlay again by re-enabling your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, of course, and in real time your vehicle was updated. So now you can personalize your CarPlay. Now, these icons, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know about this, but you can rearrange them. And no, you do not long hold to like rearrange them. That would be nice. You see, the way to rearrange this app icon, grab your phone once again and go into your phone settings. Launch the setting app and then scroll down to General and select CarPlay. Select the CarPlay head unit you are connected to and then tap Apps. And from here, you could move them like so, and in real time, it will update too, so you can visually see what you're doing. And you can decide if you want to remove some or re-enable some of the other ones. So you can fully customize this. Now, real quick, if you've been finding this video informative and helpful so far, if you could kindly take 2 seconds, hit that like button and like, those really do help out the channel, because those scare the brands away, which is why you don't see a segment of this video taking like a minute or two of your time for me to tell you to subscribe to something. I personally don't like watching those when I'm watching my videos. So thanks to you, I don't have to rely on them. So we don't have to use brands. Let's carry on. Now, the Apple Music app actually has a couple of cool features. And if you notice on my library, I actually have 6 pin albums/songs. Because you can now finally pin albums and songs on your library, which is easier to tap and navigate versus going into these tabs and manually clicking on here. You could bookmark some of your most used ones, and you can store up to 6. If you'd like to go ahead and do this, you will need to launch the Music app on your iPhone. So if you're subscribed to Apple Music, you have this ability. And just go into Library, and I'm going to select this as an example. I'm going to long hold, and we're going to unpin this so we can start from scratch. Unpin. And then let's say you want an album, artist, song, or playlist. Select a playlist. It's compatible on all these other ones. And then simply just long hold on one, and you'll see a pin playlist, and in real time it does update. That's how you could pin playlists on here. Other additional goodies you could do on Apple Music is, of course, if you're listening to a song, you always have the ability to do share play, which anybody inside the vehicle could scan this QR code. And they'll be able to request to be a part of the DJ playlist, and they can add songs to the queue or select what song is playing currently. Much more better method than having to disconnect your phone from CarPlay and then or pass your personal phone around everybody. They can simply just use their current device and they'll be able to connect to it. And no, they do not need to have Apple Music. Only the driver does, where the paired iPhone needs Apple Music subscription for this to work. Additionally, when listening to your jams, if you're not a huge fan of the AutoMix ability when it transitions to the next track by matching its beats, you could disable it by selecting this portion of the screen, and you could just unselect it like so. So you could do AutoPlay or AutoMix, or you could have them both off at the same time. That's a lot of Billie Eilish. Now, a cool feature of iOS 26 is if you're listening or having a phone call conversation and you happen to get in your car, instead of it automatically transitioning from your AirPods to your vehicle's microphone, you could disable it so it actually will continue on your AirPods. This way, if you have passengers in the car, they don't actually hear who you're talking to. So if you like to change the settings so it actually remains like this, simply just go into your iPhone settings, and back on the main page, just scroll down, go in General, and from here, tap on AirPlay, and you'll see a section on the third row saying keep audio with headphones. Make sure this is enabled, so now whenever you get in your car and you're having a phone call conversation, it will remain on your AirPods. It will not switch to your vehicle's microphone. Now, when taking a screenshot, you can capture both CarPlay as well as your iPhone screenshot, but most people find the CarPlay screenshot to be useless. You can now finally disable that, so it doesn't do that. If you like to do this, go into your iPhone setting. In the main menu, scroll down and go into General. From here, look for Screen Capture. Select the Screen Capture, and in here you'll see CarPlay screenshots. This is where you can go in and actually disable that from happening. So no longer would do that and fill up your camera roll with your CarPlay screenshot. Now, Siri has some amazing tools. Two of the most popular ones is knowing what current score is on your game. If you don't have a widget, you can always just verbally request Siri, show me the score on the latest football game. There we go.
Was beaten by Montana State last Saturday.
So notice how it gives me like a cool scoreboard right here. It works for hockey or any other league, including Formula 1 as well. You can also ask it to see the weather forecast in other locations like San Jose will give you the weather forecast right there for the week. Now, if you're somebody who's hard at hearing, or you like to be like, I like to know a way to verify, it's like, is that the sound that I'm hearing? Like, say for example, you're listening to a rap and you hear sirens. You're not sure if it's real world sirens or if the sirens are coming from your speaker. There's a setting you can enable that will actually identify it all for you automatically. It's in the settings, and just go into accessibility. In the accessibility tab, scroll down until you find sound recognition. From here, you can enable it, and you have 3 options. You could have it so it notify you if it receives if it hears like a car horn, a notification will pop up, car horn detected, siren detected, or as a little bonus, baby crying. This way, you know, you could confirm by viewing your CarPlay head unit that yeah, you were hearing sirens and it's happening in real life, not just the music that you're listening to. But still, in the settings tab, I like to show you a couple of nifty customization tools that a lot of people don't know about. If you like to change between dark or light mode, you can always tap on appearance and then select automatic or always dark. I prefer always dark, less glare in the eyes, I gotta say. You can also enable it so it's always dark mode in your maps if you like to. You can also enable that as well. But exiting out of there, your icons. Thanks to iOS 26, you have liquid icons. You can switch between dark mode or leave it auto. You can also change the icons to be permanently dark or the default new updated liquid glass design on Apple CarPlay. I think dark looks pretty cool. Exiting out of there, wallpapers. Unfortunately, there's no way to import wallpapers still. Kind of a darn shame. But you do have some customization abilities. You can select between the default ones on iOS 26 or select like a default color, black, if your vehicle has a black interior. You can also select this off-grade one or something luxurious, maybe brown. So you have these customization abilities in here as well. Now, in display, I have Smart Zoom enabled. This is a new tool that Apple gave us, and what this basically allows us to do, here I'll show you. If I disable it, it's going to reset my CarPlay, and notice how everything is just large and it doesn't really fit very well with the ratio, with the resolution of my CarPlay head unit. Well, by enabling Smart Zoom, this will optimize your screen and text to be all fully optimized on this screen size resolution, giving you a cleaner layout. Most older folks may prefer having this disabled because it makes everything larger, but can look a little bit goofy at times. It doesn't work all the time, from my understanding. Some vehicles works extremely well, like this Ford, but some vehicles might be kind of weird. So play with that setting. It doesn't hurt to check it out. Now, if you're somebody who gets in the car and you don't like people seeing who's texting you or notifications are popping up on CarPlay, you know, your text messages will pop up on the very bottom, and then maybe your passenger will be like, oh, who's this person? I'm sure we can all relate to that. You could disable that. This way, it's only your Apple Watch or your phone to receive that notification, not your vehicle head unit. So if you like to do this, simply just go into your iPhone settings. On the main page, scroll down and go into notifications. From here, go down, look for the message app for your iMessage right in here. Select that and go down to the bottom, and where it says show in CarPlay, disable it. Now those notifications will no longer pop up on your screen. Now, if your vehicle does not have wireless CarPlay, and if you're using a wired connection and you notice sometimes it randomly disconnects or drops, it could just be due to the fact you may just need to find a better cable, a USB-C or a lightning port cable. That's typically the common issues if you're experiencing any like random drops with CarPlay. But if you are using a wireless unit, your unit may just be glitched. So with a Ford vehicles, typically you hold the volume knob as well as the right button for the next track, and you keep holding that for a couple seconds till you get to the reset screen, and then your head unit will reboot. Now for BMW as well as some Mercedes, you just simply hold down on the volume rocker for a good 30 seconds and then it eventually will reboot itself. This saves you the headache from finding a place to stop and then just turn off your car and turn it back on just to reboot the whole unit. So those are some great ways to troubleshoot your head unit if CarPlay is acting up on you. But if you do have the wire and you want to just upgrade to a wireless unit, the wireless units are much more affordable than ever before. It's what I use on my other vehicles, and some of these wireless units, I actually like to watch YouTube videos, Netflix, and etc. for a little bit more. And it's much better than replacing your entire head unit, in my opinion, as you keep all the original OEM features and you give yourself some goodies when you're using CarPlay. I'll link a video unit that I personally use in the video description down below, but you can check it out right there in the top corner afterwards too. And if your vehicle does support it, you can maximize your screen by tapping right here. Right now we are driving a Ford vehicle, but if your car does support it, you can really utilize the full screen real estate that your car comes equipped with. So thanks to iOS 26, the latest software update available on our iPhones, we have this new widget page, which is located on this page right here. And in this widget page, it not only supports first-party widgets, but also third-party widgets. Do my top 5 favorite ones, as well as some added bonus. The first widget I want to show you is a fun one, especially to car enthusiasts, and that is this one. If you like to have your vehicle display on your Apple CarPlay widget, but the widget that allows me to do this is called Dashboard Widget. But there is a premium subscription. Just hit the little X up here, and by launching this app, you simply just go into Widget Studio, add a widget, and you can select your background to be set one of these pre-made ones, or a select color. And then you can also include text as well, including even a logo. But by selecting car, you can either choose a stock image from your existing photo library. So if you have a PNG file, you could use that, or you could go and search image, and you have a variety of different brands and models to choose from. And you can go into like Jaguar, and there's a plethora of different models to select from, including the year. So select one, and then just like that, a vehicle is now loaded, and you can like increase the size or decrease it. And as you're satisfied, just hit the little downward arrow to set it as a widget. Hit set, name it to whatever you like, save, and now it's saved. And in real time it updates. But now you're still not done here. For this next step, of course, you need to go into your iPhone settings, launch the settings tab, and go into the general tab. And then in here, go into CarPlay and select the CarPlay unit you're connected to. And then select widget. And I'm going to delete this to start from scratch. Just go ahead and tap the plus icon and search up dashboard. And you'll be able to find dashboard widget right here. And just hit add. Rearrange your own personal preference, but in real time, it should automatically update. So that's a cool little customization tool right there. Now, next widget I'd like to show you is called Sidecar. And the cool thing about Sidecar, it actually will show you the percentage of fuel, or you can let it show your tire pressure. Now, I featured this app before because the app is called Sidecar. It's free to use. There's a subscription version as well, but the free version has all the information you want. It connects with a OBD2 sensor, but if you like to see your fuel range remaining, it does not require that. You can see your percentage right here, and it's pretty dead on accurate to my gauge as well. I go in greater detail about this app in that corner video somewhere over here. But with the compatible OBD2 Bluetooth receiver, you compare it to this app, and will basically allow you to actually see your tire pressure monitoring right here on your display in case you have an older vehicle that doesn't show it on your dash. It's a nice little app to see additional information of your car for those road trips. Now, this next widget is called Windy, and I think it's a better app than Apple's native one because this allows you to have more information on your dash of the current weather conditions as well as wind. But in addition to that, you can swap this with a radar as well. So if I go ahead and remove this app right now, take it out, and we type up Windy right in here, you'll see we have the default one. There is a premium version, not necessary, but if you keep scrolling, you can see additional forecast, hour forecasts, as well as the current radar, and you can just simply add on it. And now if we scroll and look for it, we have the actual weather radar right there. Now, it's not going to be raining here for quite a bit, so we're not seeing anything in our forecast, but it's pretty cool if you like to see live radar information while you're driving, and Windy allows you to actually run that as a widget. Now, this next app is called Dynamic Lyrics. You see, whenever you're playing music, I'm gonna lower that so I don't get copyright. So right now I have the music playing, and in real time the lyrics are actually changing and updating as the music plays. And you also have the ability to pause and play your media. Again, this app is called Dynamic Lyric. And the 3 widget choices you have is this one, the default one that looks very similar to Apple, just the lyrics by themselves without the album artwork, or both media control and the lyrics. This is the one I primarily enjoy using, and it's pretty nice. Now, if you're somebody who enjoys doing like voice memos or have like crazy ideas, or you like to do reminders on the go without having to take out your phone, I know some vehicles have this built in, but if you're driving like an older vehicle like we are right here, we don't have voice memo abilities. I believe this is Kia and Hyundai that actually allows you to do that. But there is one app that allows you to do this, and no, it's not the default voice memo app because that one's not a widget, but just press record is. So here's the name of the app. And once you select it, you have this widget to choose from. Simply just add the widget, and then let's go ahead and switch to it. And here it is. Just tap record, and it immediately begins recording. So you can take your voice memos as you're driving. Again, this app is really ideal to use a vehicle display that supports more than 2 widgets. So one could be entertainment and the other one could be a powerful tool. And now this one is a pretty cool one. If you are somebody who uses the Apple watch face and you like to see that on your CarPlay as well, download ChargeMaster. It's an EV app, but for some reason they actually allow you to actually have the Apple watch face right here. So as we just add it, if we switch to it, we need to unlock Pro widget to use this. There was a time this was free, so I'm gonna go ahead and unlock that and tell you how much that is. Okay, so it's $4 for a lifetime. I think it's worth it. There we go. So now we have our Apple Watch face right here, where we can monitor the date, the time, the current weather condition, and our iPhone battery percentage. Now the final one has to be the Apple Home one, all due to the fact that these widgets are pretty useful, especially if you have like a smart home garage or a smart lock or a smart gate as an example, because as you're rolling up, you can literally just open your entrance right here by a simple press. And then you can press again to close it. But there we have it. Those are a handful of amazing features, hidden features, tips and tricks everybody needs to know, especially if you use CarPlay on a daily basis. Hopefully you found this video informative and useful. If you did, greatly appreciate if you could actually leave this video a like. Those really do help out the channel. And get subscribed for more upcoming tips and trick videos on cool things your electronics can do. I not only just cover Apple products, I cover Android and more. So if you're into tech and you like to see what's cool about your device and what it could do to its full potential, highly recommend subscribing so you don't miss more. Like, if you wish to watch everything new that was integrated on the Apple Watch side of things, I cover that in greater detail in this video over there for watchOS 26. Thank you so much for watching.